Hi Amy, we met a little while ago. My name's Donna Ingram. I'm a Wiradjuri woman working for Murawin on this project, so thank you for being here today. So to start with, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, your mole, and your connections to the Georgian River area?
Thanks, Aunty Donna. My name's Amy Lea Hill-Trindall. I am a proud Kamilaroi woman and I live on Dharawal country in Sutherland Shire. I have... Thank you, Aunty Donna. My name is Amy Lea Hill-Trindall. I am a proud Kamilaroi woman and I live on Dharawal country in the Sutherland Shire. I have been involved in the Aboriginal community for many years. I have worked at Coronella Aboriginal Corporation for 6 years and I was on the board for 3. I'm a proud community member and I love being part of the community and sharing our culture with students, teachers, anyone that is proud to learn about our culture.
Thank you. So how do you feel about this country? Do you have, some great memories or feelings that come to mind?
Yes, so what I feel about this country, I feel that where I live is the most beautiful place. Being here with my aunties and uncles, growing up here as a kid, they're not around anymore. But as a kid, they was just so much love and so much togetherness. We'd sit around the table and they will play cards and we'd have like rabbit stew and turtle soup and all our family the kids would run around and just, being in the moment and having a great time and being with mob. So that's how I see this area, being with, your family and just being in the moment.
Thank you. So what does country mean to you? The land, the water, the people?
So country to me means everything. It's only recently that I went on a beautiful cultural journey and you can feel the ancestors through the animals, the land, the water. It's an incredible experience, very spiritual, and I feel that you have to be completely in that moment to be able to see our ancestors when you're walking on country. So.
Thank you. Edit that. So what do you love about the area? What speaks to you most?
What I love about the area is the beautiful rivers that we live. Where I live is at Illawong. It's on the other side of this river. So growing up in Illawong, we've had the Georges River on the left-hand side and Woronora on the right-hand side, and the 2 rivers meet right at the centre point at Illawong. And I love the fact that when you go over Como train bridge, you can actually see where the waters meet. So being in that area makes me feel very at home, and I feel like that's my place. And it's just such an incredible area. It's got so much native life, so much beautiful native plants. I love it here.
Really? So can you tell us about any particular, and again, it's going to be edited, but a lot of the questions you might have already talked about some of the stuff, but can you tell us about any particular memories or stories that have been passed down through your family or the community about this place?
I can't think of anything.
That's all right. So what do you think people don't know or often get wrong about the area and its Aboriginal history?
I think a lot of people don't know the Aboriginal history of the area, and it's with this area, a lot of migrants have come to the area and that it's overpopulated. And I think it's important that we, you know, share that culture and learn, like other people can learn about what's truly here. So, yeah, sorry off.
Yep. So how do you feel about the changes you've seen to the area over time?
I've seen a lot of environmental changes through the area as well. When walking around Oatley, along the tracks around there, you can see the erosion of like around in the rivers, and there's native plants that are actually, you know, dying as well, which is really sad, because we need to find out why. Because those plants, like bush tucker plants, they're medicine as well. So we need that. And if there's dying now, like how are we gonna, you know, save them?
And learn about them.
Yeah.
So what message would you like to share with visitors to the community or future generations? Or put it another way, you know, what do you want people to think or feel when they leave the exhibition?
I want people to feel comfortable with our culture, feel empowered to be able to share it with other people, to be able to talk and get their friends and family to come in and learn about our culture and share it with us, because I think that is the most important thing. Or even if they also come in and share about their culture as well, because every culture is really important.
Sorry, we have to cut there. Continue that part about, you know, other people coming in and sharing their cultures.
Yeah, I feel like when we share our culture, that other people feel empowered to share their own culture. I've done Aboriginal art workshops, creating your own personal story with all different nationalities of people, and to create their own story and put it in our art, and learning about that. Each story has each artwork has a story, and they feel empowered and love the fact that they can do Aboriginal art with an Aboriginal person, but it's not stepping on any protocols or anything like that, because it's about them and about who they are and about their story. I feel like with preschools and stuff, that they're actually starting to get it now, embedding Aboriginal culture into their programming and into their centres. And it's not just a tokenistic tick of the box, it's actually they really want to embed it in there. But I also say, you know, like there's all other nationalities, kids in our preschools as well, learning about art. We need to learn about theirs as well. I think it's important that everybody embraces everybody. So.
Deadly, thank you. So you just talked a bit about your artwork. Can you tell us about the artwork that you've created for the exhibition?
Yeah. So the artwork that I created for the exhibition, which is donated and is going to be a permanent display, it's two beautiful walk on country pathways. The big one is it's about walking along on country on different pathways. So when you go through the bush and the land, you don't know where you're going, so you just take which path guides you. And when I did the artwork, there was a lot of pig faces around, and I love the pig faces, so I went and it's a native plant that you can use the petals for like garnishes and that. So I really love the artwork. It's something that flowed out of me when I started painting, so I couldn't really stop painting it when I was doing it. So like it took me about 3 or 4 days to get it out. Yeah, so I really love that, and I think that the native plant for this area, like it's a native plant around this area, and a lot of people say, oh yeah, I love the pig face. I didn't realise it was you know, part of your culture. So yeah.
Amy, I noticed a beautiful tattoo on your wrist. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah, so the tattoo that I designed, when I thought of the idea, I was out on in a diggers ceremony with Aboriginal culture. They had an Aboriginal ceremony, doing a smoking ceremony, and as I could see, like they were doing it at the top of the concrete at the front, as they were stepping their feet down in doing the ceremony, I could actually see the land underneath it moving. So, and then you could see all the dust and dirt come up. So it's a reminder that, like, you know, wherever you are, like even under the concrete and asphalt, or if you're in buildings in the city, you know, just remember that what country you're on and respect the country and the ancestors that we live on. So wherever I go, it reminds me to know what the area that we're on.
Any other community stuff? You know, just what you might, you know, because we're saying you might walk out and go, oh, I forgot to talk about whatever.
I'm just trying to think.
I mean, you know, it's up to you. Just what you
Yeah, because I do a lot with the community. Like I'll just talk now.
Yeah.
I went to Menai Primary School and I went to Menai High School, and all the way through Menai, from primary to high school, it was only me and another Aboriginal boy in the school. So we went through to year 12 together, and we both faced a lot of racism on both sides. Or being in a school environment, we all also got picked to do the acknowledgement of country every time, not knowing really what it was when we were teenagers. So I feel that now that I'm an adult, I feel that I've got the more knowledge to be able to teach the kids in the school environment, as I'm an AEO. So I've actually an AEO at Menai Primary, and being able to be back at the school and teach them, teach them about Aboriginal art and creating their own stories. If I had that when I was a kid, I think it would have been a lot easier, and I feel absolutely proud to be one of those mentors for the kids now, because I feel like I'm doing something on this side of the bridge, because basically in the Sutherland Shire, over the Sutherland Shire, we didn't do much over that area when I was little, or over this side either. So like now we're starting to get our culture back, and I'm seeing things like, you know, from Bangor onwards to like Alfred's Point, Illawong and Menai, everyone is starting to accept the culture and do it right. So I really enjoy teaching the kids at preschools as well, because you can see that preschool's actually getting it right, embedding Aboriginal culture into the preschool, that they read this Dreamtime storybooks, and then once they do the Dreamtime storybooks, they expand on that by doing art, by getting an Aboriginal person to come in and do art. But it's not just once-off thing, it's actually a long-term thing that they keep on coming back and getting you to come into that centre. So, and working with, you know, being in our dance group is a really big, important thing for me, because I remember being in Aboriginal community, watching everyone dance when I was a kid, and I couldn't dance because I had an injury for many years. And now being an adult, I'm so proud to be able to be part of the dancing group, and it feels a hole that I had when I was a child. Like, because when you're younger, you don't realise that you're missing your culture, and if you're missing your culture, like, how are you supposed to heal or get better or help other people? So that's how I feel being able to connect with everyone today.
An AEO, is that?
Oh yeah, do you want me to just say what that is? So yeah, so an AEO is an Aboriginal Education Officer.
Perfect.
Growing up, I spent a lot of time at Kamilaroi, which is the Aboriginal hostel at Gymea. I spent a lot of time doing homework centre, helping with my education, and also with the other kids that would come from like Burke or Brewarrina, and I felt more connected with them than I did with any other friends that I've ever had. So that was a very big part of my life, being part of Kamilaroi. Yeah.
Do
Do you want to talk about any of your murals?
Oh, I've done heaps of murals.
Murals?
I can talk about my shell work.
Yeah, great.
So, oh yeah, because that's going to be an exhibition. So, a few years ago, my mother had passed away, and we had to scatter her ashes along Cape Solander, which is up at Kurnell, where the whales come along when they come up for migration. And so in the shell work, I've actually done a purple streak of sand, which is my mum's ashes for the artwork. But the thing is, when I did the artwork, that about a couple of months after we had scattered mum's ashes, I went with a friend to the same place, and I said to her that I've never seen the whales here. Every time I've come, they've never been here. And then we sat there for ages, and we saw heaps of whales coming up. And I took a photo, and it's us sitting, like you can see all the texture of the rocks sitting on the cliff, and you can see the water. And I looked at the place differently, not as, oh, that's the last time I was here was when I scattered mum's ashes. I looked at it differently, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a shell work of it. So when I started doing it, it took me. It was more like obsessive compulsive thing. I did it like every afternoon after work. Like it was the only thing I was thinking about every day. Like I'll be at work doing things like with preschool and artworks, and then I'd come home and I'd sit down and I'd do the shell work. And it was the first time I ever had done shell work, so it's amazing how it turned out. And it only shows that when you're in the zone or you're in focus, that it just comes out, and you don't realise how it comes out until you step back and look at it. So at the moment, I just resined the artwork last night, so I'm pretty excited to try and get it hung up on the wall soon. That was probably one of my masterpieces. I don't know if I'll ever let go of that one. The other shell work that I did, me, Aunty Barb, one of my friends, Beck and Sheena, we all went walking, shell collecting around La Perouse, and it was a very special moment, and it's one of my visions that I always go back to. But I took a photo of the rock formation, and I'm like, I'm going to create another one of these. So the second artwork that I've done is actually it's about Aunty taking us on her country, and collecting shells together. So it's a very spiritual journey. So like when you see the artwork, there'll be like 4 people represented in white shells, and that's the second time I've done shell work. So like I kind of like it. It's actually better than puzzles. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.